Okay, everybody can hear me all right? Can you hear me okay? Somebody tell me. Great. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the stunning snow dome of Novaja Sibir, of its main town, indeed its only town of any great size, Pravaja Reka. Um, as you might notice, I am not Anna, I am Maëlle, and I will be comparing this show for the first time as the main hostess. Hopefully, it won't be an ongoing occurrence, but basically, as you might know, Anna is in ex-Aidanstani. Her partner is performing in her operatic theatric debut, and Anna was like, well, I need to be there to support her. So I stepped in, and it's a lovely way to get a holiday in the most beautiful place on earth, almost. You know, it wasn't enough to go to the Caribbean last year. Now I get to go to the frozen tundra. You know, everybody loves to go here. But I do love it. I do love it. I it's great to get around and to see new places. I've been here before. Uh, uh, I've been here before trying to cast artists, but Novaja Sibir have a very insular approach to casting artists, and I still don't know who is representing them tonight. So that's fun, but I know the other six. So let's go in order. So here is the official running order, and we have four artists who are returning, and three who are total newbies, but one of which maybe you know from somewhere else, actually. Maybe they're not total newbies, at least on the EV scene, but more on that later. So, let's begin with the night's first guests. Now, they came to KLE a couple of editions ago, and they were one of the big favourites, actually. But they came up just short of getting into the super final. However, their fan base has definitely uh, increased in that time, and they're making a very anticipated return to the contest. We are talking about Fugitivas, who will be opening the show tonight with La Brava. So, Fugitivas, who are, of course, Maria and Jara. Welcome back to KLE. How are you doing? Well, we are very happy to be back because you know, we think that KLE is kind of is unconcluded business for us because the last time we were here, we didn't do as well as we would have wanted to. You know, we got a bunch of new fans, but we really want to get to EV, and we'd love to do it for our adoptive country. You know, so tell us about how your life has been in Luxembourg in all these years. Well, it's been a great change for us actually to live here in Luxembourg. We have been here since we came to perform for KLE the last time, and we haven't really gone back to Cordoba except for Semana Santa and Christmas and a bit in the summer because, let's face it, you know, where do you want to be by the summer? In the sea? But going back to our hometown is something that we've rarely done since then. And the reason why of our is because of our family. Uh, as you know, our first song, Decadencia Andaluza, was all about how we are trapped between these two identities of, oh yes, you are Roma, and yes, you're LGBT. And we have this situation where a lot of people were saying you can't be both because you're going against the way of our traditions. You're not what a Roma person is supposed to be. And that was the inspiration for our first song. And this song is kind of like a follow up in some respect. Stylistically, it's quite different. The music is quite different because we wanted to emphasize more the traditional sound of the music. And I think it's a more expressive song, maybe, than Decadencia. But it's about our family, and specifically about me, Maria, because Jara doesn't really talk to her family at all anymore. I still do from time to time because it's just such a big thing to suddenly say, oh, well, my family are dead to me. So I try to at least have some kind of connection, you know? But it's difficult because my family are constantly underestimating me, undermining me, belittling me. They still see me as some little kid. And every time that I say, I know what's good for me, I know my path in life, they contradict me and they say, no, you don't, you're still this kid. And then I get angry and they think, oh, well, it's typical. She's la brava, which is like somebody who is bad tempered all the time, somebody who's got a chip on their shoulder. And that's not the case. If my family could take the slightest moment to understand me and to appreciate that my vision in life is different to theirs, then we get on so, so much better. So we will keep the tradition of the lyrical previews that Anna brought in. Uh, can you share a little bit of your lyrics? Of course. So here is one part of the. I don't know why this is not sending. Upload to Luxembourg. Come on. Vamos. Okay, here we go. Here is a little part of our song. Latency in the Arctic Circle is very low. So, the song starts out like this. Creo que ya llegué a una edad en que merezco que me traten con seriedad. Pero yo sé bien, todavía me ven como una nena por muchos años que pase. And this translates as, I think I've already reached an age in which I deserve to be treated with seriousness. But I know very well. And everybody still sees me like a little girl, despite all the years that pass. So that is the lyric from this part of the. Let me get this up. This is the lyric, and this is the translation. And it's all about this idea of never escaping this circle of infantilization, basically, and of wondering, am I going to be 55 years old and they're still going to be thinking that I'm like 6 years old? I'm really fucking tired of it. Pardon for the swearing. Well, thank you so much for opening the show, Maria and Jara. We are sure that it is going to be a great opener for KLE 21. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now we move on to the artists who are performing second tonight, and they are newbies, and they are coming from one of three participating post-Russian areas that are now part of Luxembourg. They are a very avant-garde band called The Cause for Concern, and they are bringing a song called Standing Room Only. So let's talk with, I believe I have to talk with both Mira and Jana. Is that right? Yes, that's right. We are actually twins. Don't get confused by the fact that our surnames are different. I got married and this one did not. Well, no need to rub it in, darling. Yeah, but yeah, we are so excited to be here representing Kamchatka. We are only the second ones to represent this region. The first time we had Novaya Volna, or Chernaya Volna, who came almost last. So if we get just a little bit better than that, then already we'll have done well. So tell us a little bit about you, and you're a quartet. Yes, that's right. We are a quartet. We met in university. I'm not gonna lie, we learned more from getting together and having some spliffs and just talking about random philosophical things than we did in the university itself. Yes, and we started this band in our university days, and we're still getting together and, thinking about the world and asking questions that maybe few people ever talk about, but that intrigue us. The title is quite an interesting one, Standing Room Only, and it's interesting that it's in English because the song is almost entirely not in English, right? Yes, that's right. The song is mostly in Belarusian. Most people do not know, but Kamchatka has a very big Belarusian emigre population because of the forced. ¿Qué cojones? Because of the forced transfer of people. Um, so, what was I saying? So, yeah, the song is in Belarusian and it is in Kyrgyz. And it's. Sophia. Girl, I'm gonna mute you for a moment. There we go. Um, so as I was saying, the song is inspired by a conversation we started having when we were learning about the Jehovah's Witnesses. Because one night we were there all together, we were having some wines, and knock on the door, and these Jehovah's Witness people came, and they started asking us about, what we believe in, and we were like, nothing really. Uh, and they tried to convince us about their religion, and we were starting to look up things on internet to debate with them. And one of the things that came up uh, was the idea that in their vision of heaven, there's only allowed 144,000 people, which is a very weirdly precise number. And it got us thinking about, you know, it's been thousands of years, and like 58 billion people have died in that time, and only 0.002% will go to heaven. How can you be so happy with your life with all this fake righteousness when you know that the probability is you're not going to get in? And it got us thinking about, more generally, about how as long as you think that you're cared for, you don't really need to care about other people. Well, that's a very intriguing inspiration for the song. Would you care to share some of the lyrics? Yes, of course. So, here is a little bit of lyrics from the song. And it goes: "Я вмерли, ё містач неба, в деталях заўсёды ёсць патрэба. Лічылі месцы за вяликим сталом, у ідэале было б сядыч разом." And that translates as like, they've been measuring the capacity of heaven. It's important to go into detail. There's only so many spaces at the big table. Ideally, we would sit together. And this song is from the perspective of somebody who believes in this, that they're going to be one of the only 144,000 people who go to heaven. And we narrate as they have this kind of crisis of faith, as they realize that actually the chances are stacked that you're not, because what are the odds that almost everybody who's died hasn't been deserving of anything other than nothingness? Well, my head is absolutely on fire trying to understand this, but it's a very interesting concept, and we are looking forward to hearing the song tomorrow. Unfortunately, you've got the dreaded second spot, but we've had winners from this position before, and hopefully you'll do good for Kamchatka. Well, we really hope for that. Whatever happens, we want to be Chukotka and Novaya Novaya Sibir. That is our aspiration, you know. Okay, so we now are moving on to the third act for tonight. And the third act for tonight is a surprise for even me because it is the locally selected act from Novaya Sibir. As you know, we choose all of the entries except for the host entry, which is automatically included. And and they have been super secretive about who this is. They haven't told us a goddamn thing. Like usually they would say, "Oh yeah, it's so and so," but this time we haven't heard anything. We're just told that they're gonna come from backstage, and they're gonna come right now. So welcome the act for Novaya Sibir. Who's it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? Well, this is awkward. Come on, have you heard me? Come out, whoever you are.
The act for Novaja Sibir is none other than Avnig miał aselnel urste syner neo exam ak horfid fatoka jufkos islulux.
What? No, it can't. It can't be. It can't be. Come out the actual. That is definitely not the artist. Like who is called that? Who's called that? Okay, it is. Wait, you don't hear me? Oh, thank God. Okay, so come out, whoever you are. Oh, hi, everybody. It is me. It is who you have been waiting for this entire time. You've been waiting for 16 years for this to happen, and now it has happened. It is me, and I'm going by my new artistic name. So, Pois Noir, Miss Pois, you can pay up because I'm changing my legal name to That's my name now. Well, actually, no, it isn't your name. You're still Alexa. You're written down here as Alexis. So, welcome back to KLE, Alexa. Like, nobody thought that you were ever going to come back. Well, well, yes, no, she's not being she's not being dead named. She's just trying to scam Poano out of €100. So don't worry, Alexa. You are Alexa, right? Just I'll give you the €100 if we don't have to go through the rigmarole of saying that name again. Okay, thank you. Alexa wins all the time, baby. So yeah, it is me, Alexa. Hi, I am so happy to be back. Uh, y'all thought that I was never gonna get back to Kerala, but guess what? I moved to Novaja Sibir some time ago, and they really, really wanted me to represent them as they really, really wanted me to represent them. They were like, "We've already had the queen of pop, so let's have the princess." So, tell us, what have you been doing in all this time since you were last in Kala? What haven't I been doing, darling? Well, as you might know, I tried to rig the election in Hungary against Orban. I successfully rigged a couple of elections in other countries, but we don't talk about that until the statute of limitations is over. What else have I done? I've lived in the forest. I got a very strange tick-borne disease, and I was in isolation for like 6 months. So many exciting things. But finally, I'm back, and I'm so excited to bring a song that is gonna make me the only person to win KLE for 2 times. Wait, well, you're not the only person to win KLE twice because I won it twice, Anna won it twice, Poir won it twice, Demeter won it twice. Yeah, but I'm gonna be the only one who matters, darling, because I'm the only one who can win in one of these editions that is a normal edition, not one of your fancy smancy All Stars editions where, you know, the people don't decide who goes. But the people didn't really decide for you to go either. You don't know that. But anyway, I'm here. I'm so happy. I'm going to win KLE and I'm going to win Eurovision too. And we're going to bring Eurovision to this island, which is such a beautiful place. Well, we have to appreciate your ambition, Alexa, and your energy, I guess. Well, thank you, darling. Would you tell us a little bit about what your song is called and what is it about? Well, my song is the banger of the century, darling. It's called Wild Love, and it's all about my appetite for loving, you know. I think that all too often, as women, we are expected uh, to be these demure little ladies who will have no agency of our own and will just sit there and wait for men to make a move. But that's not my style. I'm somebody who is confident in themselves and who will go out and will put my heart on the line and will say what she wants. And, people are often extremely intimidated by that, by the fact that I am outspoken, by the fact that I go out and get what I want, and by the fact that I don't try to be some little lady. I just be me, Alexa Orifone. And this song is all about how I want someone who can appreciate me. I want somebody who can, let's say, keep my pace, because my pace is very, very fast, baby, Well, tell us a little bit about the lyrics. You will share some of the lyrics. The song is in English and Norwegian. Yeah, sure. So here is some of the lyrics from the song. We're both members of the human race, but I'm not feeling the thrill of the chase. I've never met someone to match my pace. It could be you, though, if you don't feel phased. So this whole song is just me writing to somebody that I like, and I'm trying to say, darling, let's cut all the bullshit. Let's just get together, you know. I am, it's not every day that a total genius and legend and icon and queen and, also somebody who is super humble hits on you. So take the fucking hints and come and give me your wild love, because that's what I want. And this song is all about reivindicating women's sexuality, because all too often we're told, that we got to keep it in a box. And I'm not one for keeping in boxes. I'm one who is to shock you, is to be her own woman, and that's why I'm going to win this competition. Well, Alexa, you are humble as always, and we are delighted to we're delighted to have you back. Well, thank you, and thanks for the $100. So now we are going. In fact, it's very strange how the lineup has moved things, because it's basically put all three of the artists from the ex-Russian zone together. We had Alexa from representing Novaja Sibir, We had cause for concern representing Kamchatka, which means next up is Chukotka. Chukotka are represented by returning artists, and there's only ever been one artist from Chukotka, so we know who it is, and that is the legendary Broken Holmes. So we welcome to the stage the delightful Broken Holmes and their lead singer, Tino. So, how's it going, Tino? Well, it's going very well, thank you. We are delighted to be back. You know, I thought when we came dead last the last time, and we got like one of the records for the lowest points ever. I thought, well, that's our Carla career's over, you know. But we had this situation with, Carla is in ex-Russian territories. Why not give it a go again? We can hardly do worse. I guess we can do worse, but we're trying to imagine that we can't do worse, and hopefully that positive energy will get us to a good position. So, if you don't know, Broken Homes are a group of uh, four girls. We have one who is ethnically Chukotkan, the other three are ethnic Russians or Ukrainians. And I believe this song, despite the English title, is mostly in Russian, right? Yeah, that's right, because we think that it's really important to sing in your own language because you can express things in a way that you couldn't otherwise. We're trying to bring something a bit different from last time in that the one downside of Anadir, I guess, was that it was kind of a bit one note, and we want to bring something that surprises you a bit more and makes more twists and turns and has more highs and lows. So we're bringing a song though that is super inspired by where we live and about our struggles of living here in this remote area. You know, our song about Anadir, well, Anadir is the capital of Chukotka, and Anadir is deeply isolated. So imagine living in a tiny town in the Arctic tundra. It's super difficult for us, especially since most of us are LGBT in one way or another. And we're living in towns of 50, 60 people. Everybody knows who you are. You know who everybody is. And you can never really get away from the sense of constantly being judged. Because what is there to do in towns like that other than to gossip about other people? And I've heard people talking about me behind my back, and the other girls have too. And there's always questions about, oh, is she this? Is she that? And it's a struggle. It's a struggle to live like this. We would have liked to have moved out of our small towns, but we were a total flop last time, and we don't have much money. So we're hoping we do a little bit better this time, and we can maybe move to the mainland. Tell us a little bit about the lyrics of the song. So I believe the song is mostly about this feeling of being trapped in a place where you feel like you're in a panopticon, everybody's eyes are on you, and you can't escape. That is right. And here is a bit of the lyrics. So I'll say it in Russian first. It's Противогласть для меня неудобно. С ним или без него. Моя душа. Поиск выхода. Шинтитные усилия. Путы замерзли, рельс слабеты. And this translates as the gas mask is a clumsy fit one way or another. Because with or without it, I feel suffocated. The search for a way out is futile. The roads are frozen over and the rails have cracked. Which is true. There is no way out of our little towns. But the town is just a state of mind as well. There's no way out of the state of mind that we're stuck in. Now, I mentioned a gas mask, and it's metaphorical, obviously. When you're surrounded by toxicity, you need a mask to survive, otherwise, you're going to suffocate. But at the same time, wearing the mask can suffocate you more slowly, but it can still get to you. And here was my idea that I'm putting on this mask, I'm covering who I am for the sake of survival, but in doing so, I'm killing myself. I'm slowly dying because every day that I have this mask on, every day that I am presenting in a way that I'm not, well, a little bit of me is dying, you know? Well, that is extremely strong lyrical content, and we're looking so much forward to your performance. We hope that you'll do better this time. So, thank you for trying again, Broken Homes, and good luck here in Novaja Sibir. Thank you so much, dear. So, we have 3 acts left, and they are 2 newbies and 1 returnee. Let's go with the 5th act by running order, which is a newbie to KLE, but not to the EV scene, because she participated in the Slovenian broadcaster, the national final, and she got to the semi-finals there. Her name is Eleonora Garde. She lived in Slovenia, but as you can tell by her name, okay, by her name, she is of Italian descent. Okay. And she's bringing a song called Noli me tangere, which translates from Latin to English as like, don't touch me. So let's talk with Eleonora. How are you doing? Well, I am very, very excited to be here. It's not so often that you can say that you've been into national finals back to back. And I'm really excited that I got accepted for KLE through the Weltweit system. It's a huge adventure, like literally get accepted and have to get a ticket to go to the Arctic to compete against 6 incredible acts. I'm so excited. Tell us a little bit about your backstory. Well, I am most famously known in Slovenia and in Italy. I make music that is mostly like rap and trap, and I try to make songs that have a social conscience, that try to say something, that try to raise awareness, or that at least try to express how I'm feeling uh, following the daily news and feeling like almost captured by how terrible this world is. Now, the song Noli Me Tangere, that is a biblical reference, right? Yes, I believe it is a biblical reference. Basically, Noli Me Tangere was what Jesus was said to have said to Mary Magdalene, you know, after resurrecting. And it's this idea of, wow, I'm a man, don't touch me. It's an interesting inversion of roles because usually the people who get touched without their consent more than often are women. And also, it's this idea of, oh, it's this holy man telling this quote unquote solid woman not to touch him. It's something that has a lot of metaphorical depth to me, you know. Noli me tangere is also the motto of a lot of UK but US military battalions. And I find it ironic that you have this motto that's like don't touch me, but the people who are saying it are representing a government that wants to touch us all in the way that they want to intervene in our personal lives and sometimes literally touch us, with all this idea of doing genital tests on children, things like that. So my song is about this. It's about how normalized it's getting for the government to have this extreme outreach of its powers into our daily lives. And it's my protest against that because I find it super scary. I feel like we're going back in time. And I feel like, especially after we saw Roe versus Wade repealed in America and people on this side of the Atlantic rubbing their hands with glee, thinking, well, if America can take away what was considered a basic right from women, what's stopping us? And it makes me so scared because I feel like the life for women is getting less and less free as the years go on. I thought that it was a basic consideration that I would have a more free life than my mother, who had a more free life than her grandmother, who had a more free life than my great grandma. But I can't say that anymore because it seems like we want to get relegated to the second class citizen status. They're scared of the power of women, the political power, and they want to do everything they can to put us in our place. And this is my protest against that. So, by the way, y'all can hear us, right? I hope you can hear us. So, let's have a look at some of the lyrics. I believe you wrote this song in English, in Italian, and in Slovenian, right? Yes, that is right. I tried to represent both my home country and where I've lived as well, So here is the lyrics, a little bit of the lyrics. This is a very lyrically dense song because I have so much to say. So here we go. Yellow and black, don't tread on me. The snake was to blame, but they vilified Eve. Live free or die was their rallying cry, but we're supposed to give up all our autonomy. So for me, this is riffing on the Gadsden flag. You might have heard it. It's this flag that says like, "Don't tread on me," and it's something that got adopted in America by right wing people, like extreme right wing people. And I find it so ironic that they are saying, "Don't interfere in our lives. Don't touch us." But at the same time, they're like, "Women, yeah, touch them. Get into their lives, force them to have children. Even if they're having a miscarriage, they could end up in prison. Even if they've been raped, even if it's been incest, make them have babies, treat them like incubators on legs." They want to take away our most basic liberties, but at the same time, they're like, "Oh, but don't touch me." And it's a very appropriate symbol is the snake that represents them, because the snake is this sign of danger, but at the same time it's acting like it is endangered. Don't tread on me, but the snake is the one who spread its venom. The snake is the one who told Eve to take from the tree, and yet Eve is the one to blame. And this song is all about that. I really, really hope that the message will come through. I'm representing Estel, who have not had very good luck in this contest before, but I hope I can make an impact. That's the reason that I came. Well, thank you, Eleonora. We are so looking forward to this song. Now, we have two more songs out there, and the next song is by someone that you might think you heard their name before, but actually their name is just similar to a famous name. And here is the song. It is a song called Gonyu, which means divine intervention, and the artist is called not. Now, I'm going to tell you this before she comes on the stage because it really pisses her off. It's not Ling Xiao, the Asia-Vision winner. It is Lin Shou. So, welcome to the stage, Lin. How's it going? Let's see. Hi everyone. It's great to be here, and I am so excited to be representing Macau in KLE, and I'm really, really thrilled to be in the company of all these artists who have participated. Now, bear in mind, I'm not Ling Xiao, I am Lin Xiu, and I am trying to bring something very different from Macau. In fact, this is the first song from Macau that is not in Portuguese. It's mostly in Mandarin Chinese, and it's inspired by something that is deeply personal to me, but it's something that I haven't really seen many songs about. So basically, I wrote this song after I became a mother, and I had this feeling of, oh wow, I've kind of created a universe. I'm amazed that I have had this power to I've had this power to make someone, and it, people like, oh, it makes you think that you're a creator in some ways, and it got me thinking about if there's a god or things like that. If I were God, what would I do? And my first thought was, I'd be terrible at the job because I'd just be obsessed with protecting my daughter, And this is the song about that. It's all about what I would do if I were omniscient, and if I were omnipotent, and if I could do anything in this world. You know, People would think maybe you'd be using these superpowers and you'd be lording it over humanity, but that's not what I do at all. Because what I would do is try to protect my girl, because it's just I can't put it into words, the feelings that I've had about her. I just so I made a song about it. It's all about wanting to keep people safe, and if you could look after someone, if you could take away all the bad things in their lives, how would you do it? So this is what this song is about. Well, it sounds like a very emotional song. So would you care to share some of the lyrics? Yes, of course. So here we go. Let me see. I will try to find it right now. So here we go. So here are the lyrics in Mandarin. Uh, let me translate this. Well, first of all, I'll say it. Okay, it's 为了收获你眉光，我都可以不眠不休。牵着我的手，我带你穿过黑暗的山沟。我会在你的梦里涂上鲜艳的色彩。我会摒弃每一个黑暗，让一片平静的大海。And that basically translates as let me it's like, how would I explain this? It's basically saying I would spend every night if I could, without sleep, to be the one who would keep guard over your dreams. Uh, I would. It's something that is, yeah. It's a song that I. it's a it's a song that is deeply, like, I'm getting emotional talking about it right now. So let me just take a breath. So yeah, it's like, so that I can. Let me tell you, it's like, for me to be able to look after you, I would go every night without sleep. If you take my hand, I'll take you across any dark valley. I would paint every shadowy corner of your dreams. I would flatten every wave to give you a calm sea. Well, that's a beautiful lyric. Let me put it up here. So here we go. For you. Yeah, here we go. So, that is the 6th song of the night. We are really looking forward to the return of Macau. Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you so much. So, we end the night according to the random order with a returnee. They are returning to represent the capital region of Hauptstadt. Many people made predictions about who was going to be returning, but nobody predicted this. They are the artists who are going to bring a song in Portuguese this time to reconnect with the Lusoborges tradition after just 2 editions without any Lusophone songs. We're talking, of course, about the runner-up of KLE 12, 4th place in the All-Stars. We're talking about the delightful Maëlle Souza, who's coming with the song Budapest. So, welcome back to KLE, Maëlle. How are you feeling? I am feeling absolutely amazing, I've got to say. It's so exciting to be back here. I love KLE with all my heart. And it's been too long. It's been like 7 years since my last participation with Truco Trotado, which was about exploitation of the New World. And my first entry was São João, which was a very saudadic song about comparing the same night over the space of 1 year and how different it can be, even though pretty much everything is the same, except you're not with the person you spent the previous night with. And now I'm back with a 3rd song, and I really, really hope that people will like it. There's been quite a bit of questioning about, oh, will she come back? Won't she come back? And honestly, I've been wanting to come back for a long time, but I was waiting for an entry that I believed in as much as I did the other 2, and I think Budapest is definitely an entry like that. It's definitely more akin to São João than to Truco Trotado, right? Yes, I was experimenting with Truco Trotado, and I I was trying to do something a little bit different. And this time as well, I think it's kind of different. It's slightly poppier, but at the same time, you can hear more the jazz elements that you could hear in my first song. And like with my first song, I'm telling a personal story about something that happened to me in Budapest, and that's the reason why the song is in Portuguese as well as in Hungarian. The song is about an encounter that I had not so long ago when basically I was traveling from Bulgaria to Hungary. I had been in a concert. Uh, I was performing in VPF as an interval act, actually, and I was going back home, but I wanted to spend some days in Budapest before I flew back to Luxembourg. And it is an absolutely enchanting city. It is one of my favorite places on earth. Um, and I had more magic than I would have expected in my time there because I fell deeply for someone when I was there. Uh, what happened was we were put together by pretty unfortunate circumstances, actually. It was a really hot summer day, it was boiling, and it was the National Day of Hungary, St. Stephen's. Um, and we were there at the border between Serbia and Hungary at Horgosh, and we were there for hours and hours and hours because they were only checking one car at a time, and there was thousands of people waiting there. I was on this bus, and this lady who was sat next to me from Austria started talking to me. She could see that I was extremely hungry, and she offered me some of her sandwich, and I gave her some of my water, and we started exchanging stories as well as food. And we were there at the border for several hours. Like, in total, I think we were delayed maybe 15, 16 hours. But I forgot where I was, and what was a hardship became enchanting because it was love at first sight, really. I was just head over heels with this girl. And when we got off at KLE station in Budapest, we exchanged numbers and we were like, oh, we should meet up at some stage when we're both in this city and have a drink or two. What we didn't know was that we would meet up later that night. And that thus began 4 incredible days in Budapest. And I'm not going to say anything more because the song, just like São João, the song has quite a big twist to it. So I don't want to ruin it for you. But let me share a little bit of the lyrics. So here's the start of the song. And it goes: Normalmente eu não sou crente, sou meu próprio referente. As estrelas estão caladas, e se falassem não seria de fado, mas de fadas. And this translates basically as normally I'm not a believer. I'm my own point of reference. The stars are mute, and if they were to speak, it wouldn't be of fate, but of fairy tales. And I'll give you a little bit extra for free that I couldn't fit into the image. I don't see any explanation for this moment that isn't heavenly. Não vejo nenhuma explicação para este momento que não seja celestial. So it's the first part of the song is expressing this, the feelings that you have when you think, oh wow, I found someone who is maybe my other half in life. Somebody who you instantly click with. It feels like the stars are aligned, even if you don't believe in fate or, astrology or anything like that. The second part of the song, I'm not going to say anything about, but I hope it will be a pleasant surprise for you. Well, Amelia, it is a delight to have you back in KLE. As most people will know, the whole Portuguese-speaking community of Luxembourg, which is like 20% of the country, will be fiercely supporting you. So hopefully you can turn silver into gold this time, maybe. Well, that would be delightful, but, I'm here to share a story at the end of the day. That's the most important thing. So, that concludes tonight's show. But, as is our tradition, we will finish off with a little performance. And tonight it will be me who is performing. Wow, that's fun for me. I didn't know about this until right now. I thought Poir was going to be performing, but she is beside herself with the fact that she has to work with Alexa and she's down tools for the night. So I will sing in her place. I'm gonna sing the song that I performed at the last edition of KLE All Stars. It's a song called Old Poem, New Name. Here we go. Toutes tes vieilles promesses dans tes vieilles chansons ne sont utiles que comme du papier bruyant. C'est quand même étrange de voir où mon nom était dans tes vers il y a un temps. Old poems, new name, new woman, old game. It's undying love, at least that's what you say. Not too long ago, you told me the same. Eilidjon druskel undergerði Iringerja wedi kiskeriði Oiðan hinnen oid en reithjál í mi Dimon dáin wedi heilgulchi Old poems, new name, new woman, old game. It's undying love, at least that's what you say. Not too long ago, you told me the same. L'amour de ta vie m'était toujours en vie, et tu redédis tout ce que m'a écrit. De coup, je me demande pourquoi j'ai gâché tous ces ans. J'étais spécial pour toi, comme n'importe quelle femme. Well, there we go. I am delighted to end the show like this. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to do a little poll. Make sure that you vote in the poll as for which you are most excited for of the year's songs. And see you tomorrow at the same time, 9:30 p.m. for the song